Well, first of all, I want to welcome the bill here brought forward by my colleague Deputy McGrath. And I think it's the type of action that we really need in this country to deal with the massive problem we have now that is flooding. For many, many years, this state has not taken the matter seriously. And I think what Deputy McGrath's bill is doing, and it will be a number of bills that will be coming before this Dáil over the coming months, hopefully, it will really address this issue the way it should have been addressed many years ago. The whole policy in relation to flooding needs to change. Ireland needs to take into account that there are many changes in weather patterns, and there is also a change in the way that we deal with flood problems. We have a massive issue right throughout the country in relation to maintenance of our rivers, and let there be no doubt in anybody's mind that this is a huge issue right around the countryside. The challenge that has been created by our new circumstances have not been met by the government. The tagline, 1 in 100 years, is being thrown around in too many debates when it comes to dealing with flooding issues. Rather than 100-year events, we all know these are now happening 1 in every 4, 5, 6 years. And there's nearly every year or 2 years a major flooding event somewhere in the country. Flash flooding, which could be attributed to climate change, is another challenge that has not been addressed. Since I was appointed as junior spokesman of the OPW by Micheál Martin to deal with the flooding issue in particular, I've been studying many situations right around the country. And when I visualise thousands of acres of land that were flooded last spring, the families whose homes were flooded, the businesses that were destroyed, the more I'm convinced at that time the government should have declared a state of emergency. It would have happened in England, it would have happened in France or Italy or anywhere else, but it did not happen in Ireland. Fianna Fáil are now introducing a suite of bills in a bid to genuinely deal with the hardship being caused to people because of the changing climate circumstances. And as I said earlier, because of the way that we are dealing with such issues in relation to maintenance of major rivers and drains. In March 2014, a memorandum of understanding between the OPW and the insurance industry was signed. That memorandum of understanding provided a forum for both organisations to work together, to share data required by the industry and to inform the assessment of risk. Instead of an obligation on the insurance industry, it creates an information exchange to allow them to appraise the risk involved. That is simply not good enough. We need to step up to the mark here. The government needs to step up to the mark, and the only way, in my view, that this can be handled is legislation. The OPW has provided details on all completed schemes to date, and Insurance Ireland is obliged to provide detailed information on numbers currently with flood insurance in these areas, and of particular interest, the data on numbers reinsured after the completion of flood defence schemes. However, the level of insurance and reinsurance has been low, and a significant number of households and businesses remain without cover. Simply put, the government policy is not working, and it must be changed. Finally, I have to say, I am dealing with many families who are having issues with the insurance because of the threat of flooding, not alone in the past, but they've been told about, well, what if your premises floods in the future? In areas where millions of public money has been spent on comprehensive 1 in 100 flood defence systems, the insurance companies must take this into account, and the government have to stand over the CFRAM reports, and therefore, where work is completed, homes can avail of insurance once again. I appeal, even though I get indications that the government won't support the bill, I would appeal across this floor tonight for the government to allow this to move to stage 2. You owe it to the people in this gallery, you owe it to the thousands of people up and down the country who have suffered untold hardship over many, many years. And I think it is now time that we dealt with this issue and dealt with it seriously.
Thank you.